You know that I had the good fortune or bad luck to visit my old homeland of Krynki not so long ago, and what I saw there has been deeply imprinted on my heart and mind, and will probably accompany me all my life. To write it all down would take too much time and space, so I will content myself with a few lines about the present life there. The small town of Krynki, even in the face of the current difficult situation, is spiritually much higher than other larger cities, although it is struggling with economic death, as is the whole of Poland. But it maintains very beautiful institutions. The radical workers support a beautiful Jewish children's school, which includes 6 classes and an evening school for the grown-ups with the name of Szymonansky. They also have an interesting, beautiful library, have a tannery production club and consumer cooperative. There is also a drama club where talented boys and girls perform many well-done things. I was fortunate to find my former comrades at the head of all these interesting institutions. They looked terribly aged, feeble and exhausted, carried away by the hard years of war and revolution. But the great ideal of the workers shines out from their eyes, and I have spent many pleasant hours with them. I will never forget this picture. Once I had the good fortune to be invited to the 1-year anniversary of the Jewish Children's School. With us, in the new home, America, we can rarely see such a thing. Little beautiful girls and boys celebrated the anniversary of their 1-year school existence. Everything was in the hands of the little ones. The big ones, the fundraisers and providers of the school, looked like spectators. Only a beautiful blonde girl had the function of the chairman that evening. I can still see before my eyes how this chairman addressed me. We would like the esteemed comrade geshen to say something to us. If I had not been ashamed in front of the lively crowd of children, I would have cried out with joy. I said something like this to them. It seems to me that this is a dream. We, former fighters, some of whom are now in the wide world of America, used to hold our secret meetings in Virion Forest. Once, in the years before the revolution, when many of you children were not yet in the world, I escaped from our old home in Krynki to America. But we sowed flowers in the fields. Now I am one of many who have gone back to the old country for a while, and apart from the terrible winds and storms, I found all the fields full of beautiful flowers. That is you, dear children. You are a part of my dream that has come true. Starved, parched, and blue-frozen little hands applaud, and in my heart a tear squeezes me. Afterwards, the older comrades took me with the children to an exhibition they wanted to show me. Homemade toys made of colored fabric and paper, various crafts, everything made by the children. Very wonderful, all that they are taught in school. After that, speeches were made by the big and small ones, in which they described their bitter political situation. But above all, it was about maintaining their school financially. At the end, the children sang songs and began to dance. They asked to greet all of you in the white lush America. In the evenings, the older ones learned to read and write in the same school. There are also lectures and debates several times a week, in which I had the honor to participate a few times. For the second time, I was able to witness a heart-warming scene in the library. I met a considerable crowd of children who were queuing there for a book. Our old acquaintance, blind comrade Abram Shmuel was scurrying around them, and the comrade Itzke Aren Ruberniches was also there with some other friends, whose names I unfortunately do not remember at the moment. It seems to me that it was Comrade Foreman who handed out the books to the children and entered them in the administration book. And strangely, although the children were all hungry and dressed in old slippers and rags, they were absorbed in their books. I asked a boy, "Why do you wear such big shoes?" There is a spark in his little eyes, and he says, "You know, Mr. Delegate, these are Mom's shoes, because all the rest of our shoes have been torn for a long time. An aunt from America sent Mom the shoes. Now everyone is going barefoot. It's really cold. But what the heck? What can you do? When one of us goes somewhere, he puts on these shoes. I asked my aunt to send shoes for us again, any old shoes. At the end, before I left, the Bund, together with the other workers' institutions, organized a banquet for me, which surprised me all around. The farewell from all was very touching. The speech of friend Gottlieb is still in my ears. The goodbye to our unfortunate blind comrade Abram Shmuel was very tragic. Even my words of consolation were of no help. A stream of tears from his blind eyes and my eyes united. Yes, Krönke lives and shines in spiritual things, but economically it rots. It is a luxury here to have a piece of bread with a small potato to get full. In Krönke I found year-round Jews, that is, those who do not belong to any party, but who sacrifice themselves for the Jewish people when problems arise. Very beautiful, sublime souls, which are a rarity in the present difficult conditions in the old homeland. It was a great pleasure for me to meet with them at various meetings and consultations. If only the economic situation were better, they would radiate far beyond Krönke.